Hello drummers, it's Rob Litton here from drumstheword.com and welcome to this free mini song lesson where today I'm going to show you how to play the song Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush, drummed by Stuart Elliot. Yesterday I asked over on my Facebook page whether they wanted to learn this song and it was an overwhelming yes, so I'm very happy to be able to show you how to play this song, one of my favourite Kate Bush songs, even before it became this new worldwide phenomenon again. As always, I've got the free PDF you could download from my website. The link is beneath this video. So have this page printed out in front of you as we go through this together. It's going to make things a lot easier for you to understand. What I've got for you is the actual drum part, so I'm going to show you what you're hearing on the recording. I've got a simplified version, which we'll go over as well for the more beginner intermediate drummers if they want to have a go at this song as well. Then of course I've got all three of those big drum fills that occur through the song, and we'll talk more about those later in the lesson, even though there's some overdub stuff going on. If you want to make your own song suggestions, then please go over to my Facebook page to do so. You'll find a post pinned to the top of the page where people get write their song suggestions, others get to vote on them, and then songs get chosen, the most popular songs get chosen for future lessons, kind of like this one was today. And you might want to consider signing up to become an online member over at the website where I teach you over 600 full videos, full songs from start to finish, but we'll talk more about that at the end of the lesson. So, what we got here first, I thought we'd go over the actual drum part first. And I had to watch Stuart play it live. There's actually a video of him playing with Kate on stage with, I forget his name, David Gilmour, guitarist from Pink Floyd. And this is the pattern he's playing. It fits perfectly with the actual song as well. But be aware that there's definitely lots of effects being added to the drums, reverb and echo. And so there's some subtle stuff going on in the background, but it's really the main drum part that I'm going to show you how to play. And certainly this is how Stuart plays and how I would play it live as well. So he actually plays up here on his medium tom and his high tom. We'll talk about that in a second. I'm going to be doing it this way. I'm going to be playing on the floor tom and the medium tom because I think my floor tom sounds more like the recording. He's using a massive big medium tom, a deep tom, so I think that fits for him live. But for me, this is quite a high-pitched medium tom, so I'm going to be going down to the floor tom to create that deep, boomy sort of groove that we hear. There's not much going on. It just requires quite a bit of right-hand technique. Our right hand is going to be playing this. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. On top of that, we're going to play the snare drum backbeat on beats 2 and 4. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Bass drum is simply playing beats 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then finally, and it's very subtle, when you see Stuart play it live as well, there's a second tom being played on the E of beat 3. It actually falls in between what the right hand is playing here. So we get 1 E and, 4 in this case, 3 E and 4, starting halfway through the bar there. 3 E and 4. So put it all together, we get this. 1 and a 2 and a 3 E and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 E and a 4 and a 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's basically it. If you really wanted to sort of play this version and you're not comfortable with your left hand coming up to the medium tom, then you could leave out that note and perhaps just play all the notes on the floor tom or something like this. But the reason I won't be showing you that version is because we then get some complicated doubles going on because it's hard to come back over to the snare drum with your right hand. That becomes more apparent in our next simplified version. Before we do though, let me just play the actual version for you up to speed a few times without me talking on over the top. Here we go. So I also wanted to include a simplified version of the drum beat because that right hand doing all that work for 4.5 minutes is a lot to ask, even for myself. I have to keep the stick loose in order to play that all the way through, if I was to play that all the way through. And even then, I would be certainly warmed up by the end. So this is the simplified version where we're using single strokes And I'm going to be using this tom here because, as I said a second ago, if we're playing here, we have to cross over with our right hand awkwardly. Up here, we don't have to. There's space for your right hand to come down. Now, you'll have your high tom here, your medium tom here. So actually, I'll be playing on the medium tom. If you imagine, well, you'll be playing on the medium tom, but you've still got room underneath your left hand to come down to the snare drum. So don't get put off with that. It's just I'm going to be using these two toms in this position. So we're playing very, very simply 1 and a 2 and a 3 E and a 4 and a 1. It's right, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left. It's just where do you come down? Your left hand comes over to the next highest tom on the E, and your right hand comes down to the snare drum on 2 and 4. 1 and a 2 and a 3 E and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 E and a 4. Put the bass drum in. 1 and a 2 and a 3 E and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 E and a 4 and a 1 and 2 and a 3 E and a 4. So that's playing all the notes from the original, but we're not playing a tom on beats 2 and 4 because we're playing single strokes. That's the only difference. So it sounds really, really similar, and it is a lot easier to play if you really can't get that right hand going all the way through like that. So let's hear the simplified version up to speed. So next we got our first big drum fill that occurs at 3 minutes 04. It's probably my favourite drum fill in the song. We're going to do 2 more after this, but this is the big one. And I've written underneath it, these fills were overdubbed and played on an effect pad. So this is how I would play it. So what I mean by overdubbed is that you can still hear that basic tom groove going on in the background underneath this special effects. It sounds like a snare drum. It could also sound like a high tom. It's kind of a mesh between its electronic sound. So in this example, because on the recording, the snare drum backbeat is still being played on beats 2 and 4, the instinct was to play the drum fill on the snare drum because it sounds almost like a snare drum. But that's going to make it indistinguishable from the backbeat on beats 2 and 4. So I'm going to use the highest tom, which also sounds like a high-pitched snare drum as well. It means that we don't get this crossover with the drum fill and the snare drum backbeat on 2 and 4. Anyway, let me just show you what I mean. So we're riding on the floor tom, we're going into beat 1, and we're going to play 1 E and a 2, up to our highest tom. 1 E and a 2 and a 3, back to this floor tom thing afterwards, and a 3, but then straight afterwards, and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Very subtle. You have to listen carefully for those extra snare drum notes, the extra snare drum note falling on the of beat 4. You could play all the notes up here, so you could play 3 E and a 4 E and that'll work just as well. But to get it to sound most like the recording, you want to put in that extra snare drum note at the end as well. So we get 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. Then we're going to cross over into the next bar of groove, which I've just written on the example to give you some context. You're going in, that second bar isn't the drum fill, it's just continuing with the groove I've already showed you. So slowly the whole thing, we get 1 E and a 2 and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. 1 E and a 2 and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. 1 E and a 2 and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 E and a 4 and a 1. And you really want to give those high tom notes a bit of gusto, a bit of power, because it's a very powerful sounding drum fill in the song. So that basically gets you, allows you to play that drum fill you're hearing while still maintaining the groove around it. So let's hear that played a couple of times. And what I'll do is I'll play the groove, a bar of groove leading into the drum fill, so we get some context before and after the fill. Here we go. So the next fill occurs at 3 minute 39, and we start it on the of beat 2. We're playing our groove normally, 1 and a 2, but then for this drum fill, we're going to play the right hand on the floor tom like we're about to play and a 3, but we're not. We're going to play and a 3 E and a 4 and a. So we're basically playing right, left, right, left, right, left, right, and then we're back to the groove and a 1 at the end of the bar. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a, sorry, missed it there. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. While we're playing that drum fill, the bass drum is still falling on beat 3, which I think I just left out there accidentally. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. And let's hear that again with a bar before it and after, up to speed. So then finally at 3 minute 57 we got the simplest drum fill, and it occurs at the end of the first bar. We get 1 and a 2 and a 3, and then up to high tom again we get and a 4 and a 1. Now the only thing here is that I haven't included that little medium tom note on the E of beat 3. This is an example, one of the examples where it was impossible for me to replicate exactly what you're hearing because your hands are crossing over all over the place, and I wanted to keep this relatively simple so that, you know, any sort of drummer could be able to play along to this and have a go at these drum fills as well. So notice there's no medium tom on the E of beat 3. That's because we're going to come up, we're going to start the high tom part with our right hand, and you have to do a little bit of a crossover, and I wanted to avoid that as much as possible. No one's really going to miss it, but you might notice it now that I've pointed it out. So we get 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. 1, 2, 3. See, I wanted to play the E there. Do that again for you. 1 and 2 and a 3 and again 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and 2 and a 3 and back to our normal groove. And up to speed. So I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Don't forget to download the free PDF that came with this lesson as well from my website. You'll find the link beneath this video. And then while you're over at my website, you might want to consider signing up to become an online member. And what I currently offer for £97 is a full year's online access to every single full video song lesson I've ever recorded and transcribed. And that's over 600 video drum lessons where I teach you a song, famous and popular songs, from start to finish. You get the fully transcribed PDF drum chart with every single song lesson. And like I said, I've got over 600 full, famous and popular songs lessons up on the website already. As a thank you for signing up, I'll give you hundreds of little videos teaching you many, many famous drum beats, fills and even drum solos. I'll give you 3 ebooks I've written over the years containing hundreds more famous drum beats, fills and solos. And then over the year of your subscription, you also gain instant online access to all the new material that I upload for my members. And I record new lessons every week unless I'm ill or on holiday. So you've got lots of cool stuff to look forward to over the year of your subscription. But if you've got any questions about any of that, then feel free to email me, rob@drumstheword.com. And until our next drum lesson together, toodle pip, happy drumming to you.